Hi, good afternoon, everyone. This is Cynthia Gwiazda, librarian at Hagaman Memorial Library in East Haven. Happy New Year to you. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday season. So I'm going to share with you some new books that we have in, some new fiction, new adult fiction that we have available here at the library this coming January. So these are some new books, and I'm excited to share that with you as we start off this new year. So I'm going to, without further ado, I'm going to share those with you. New year, new me, and new January reads for adult fiction. The first book is The Sun Collective by Charles Baxter. Once a promising actor, Tim Bredigan has gone missing. His father thinks he may have seen him among some homeless people, and though she knows he left on purpose, his mother has been searching for him all over the city. She checks the usual places, churches, storefronts, benches, and stumbles upon a local community group with lofty goals and an enigmatic leader who will alter all of their lives. Christina, a young woman rapidly becoming addicted to a boutique drug that gives her a feeling of blessedness, and is inexplicably drawn to the same collective by a man who's convinced he may start a revolution. As the lives of these four characters intertwine, a story of guilt, anxiety, and feverish hope unfolds in the city of Minneapolis. A vision of modern American society and the specters of consumerism, fanaticism, and the fear that haunts it. The Sun Collective captures both the mystery and the violence that punctuate our daily lives. That's called The Sun Collective by Charles Baxter. The next book is The Storm Beyond the Tides by Jonathan Cullen. July 1939. War is on the horizon. But on Monk Island, Maine, life goes on as usual. As the daughter of a lobsterman, Ellie Ames's future seems limited until a mysterious German couple comes off the ferry with their 19-year-old son. From the moment she meets Carl Brink, the two become inseparable, and not everyone approves because locals are suspicious of outsiders. Ellie ignores their scorn, however, and the secret she learns about Carl's family makes her even more determined to be with him. The magical summer ends when the Brinks suddenly have to go home, and although Carl promises to return in the fall, by then Europe is at war. 2 years pass and Ellie has all but given up hope when she gets a letter in the mail that will change her life forever. The Storm Beyond the Tides is the story of the unlikely romance between a small-town girl and a German on the eve of the Second World War, and explores a frightening time in America's past when U-boats prowled the East Coast and put small coastal communities on the front line of a global conflict. That's The Storm Beyond the Tides by Jonathan Cullen. You Had Me at HOLA by ALEXIS DARIA. After a messy public breakup, soap opera darling Jasmine Lynn Rodriguez finds her face splashed across the tabloids. When she returns to her hometown of New York City to film the starring role in a bilingual romantic comedy for the #1 streaming service in the country, Jasmine figures her new leading lady plan should be easy enough to follow until a casting shakeup pairs her with telenovela hunk Ashton Suarez. After his last telenovela character was killed off, Ashton is worried his career is dead as well. Joining this new cast as a last-minute addition will give him the chance to show off his acting chops to American audiences and ping the radar of Hollywood casting agents. To make it work, He'll need it to generate smoking hot on-screen chemistry with Jasmine. Easier said than done, especially when a disastrous first impression smothers the embers of whatever heat they might have had. With their careers on the line, Jasmine and Ashton agree to rehearse in private. But rehearsal leads to kissing, and kissing leads to a behind-the-scenes romance worthy of a soap opera. While their on-screen performance improves, the media spotlight on Jasmine soon threatens to destroy her new image and expose Ashton's most closely guarded secret. That's You Had Me at Hola by ALEXIS DARIA. The next book I'd like to talk to you about is His Only Wife by ADZO MEDIE. This is a Reese Witherspoon Book Club pick and a New York Times Notable Book of the Year for 2020. Afi is a young seamstress in Ghana. She's smart, she's pretty, and she has been convinced by her mother to marry a man she does not know. Afi knows who he is, of course. Ali Kem is a wealthy businessman whose mother has chosen Afi in the hopes that she will distract him from his relationship with a woman his family claims is inappropriate. But Afi is not prepared for the shift her life takes when she's moved from her small hometown to live in Accra, Ghana's gleaming capital, a place of wealth and sophistication where she has days of nothing to do but cook meals for a man who may or may not show up to eat them. She has agreed to this marriage in order to give her mother the financial security she desperately needs, and so she must see it through, or maybe not. His Only Wife is a witty, smart, and moving debut novel about a brave young woman traversing the minefield of modern life with its taboos and injustices, living in a world of men who want their wives to be beautiful, to be good cooks and mothers, to be women who respect their husbands and grant them forbearance. And in Afi, Peace MEDIE has created a delightfully spunky and relatable heroine who just may break all the rules. That's His Only Wife by ADZO MEDIE. The Paper Daughters of Chinatown. Paper Daughters of Chinatown by Heather B. Moore. When Donaldina Cameron arrives at the Occidental Mission Home for Girls in 1895, she intends to teach sewing skills to young Chinese women immigrants. Within days, she discovers that the job is much more complicated than perfect stitches and even hems. San Francisco is a dark side, one where a powerful underground organization brings Chinese young women to America to sell them as slaves. With the help of Chinese interpreters and the Chinatown Police Squad, Donaldina becomes a tireless social reformer to stop the abominable slave and prostitution trade. Mi Lian believes she is sailing to the quote gold mountain in America to become the wife of a rich Chinese man. Instead, she finds herself sold into prostitution, beaten, starved, and forced into an opium addiction. It is only after a narrow escape that she hears of the mission home and dares to think there might be hope for a new life. The Paper Daughters of Chinatown throws new light on the age-old scourge of human trafficking, the heroes who fought this evil, and the victims who triumphed over it more than 100 years ago. Offer a bright example of courage and determination for anyone wishing for a better world. That's The Paper Daughters of Chinatown by Heather B. Moore. The Nesting Dolls by ALINA Adams. Odessa, 1931. Marrying the handsome, wealthy Edward Gordon, Daria, born Devora Kaganovich, has fulfilled her mother's dreams, but a woman's plans are no match for the crushing power of Stalin's repressive Soviet state. To survive, Daria is forced to rely on the kindness of a man who takes pride in his own coarseness. Odessa, 1970. Brilliant young Natasha Crystal is determined to study mathematics, but the Soviets do not allow Jewish students, even those as brilliant as Natasha, to attend an institute as prestigious as Odessa University. With her hopes for the future dashed, Natasha must find a new purpose, one that leads her into the path of a dangerous young man. Brighton Beach, 2019. Zoe Vanakovsky, known to her family as Zoya, has worked hard to leave the suffocating streets and small mines of Brighton Beach behind her, only to find that what she's tried to outrun might just hold her true happiness. Moving from a Siberian gulag to the underground world of Soviet refuseniks to Oceanside, Brooklyn, The Nesting Dolls is a heartbreaking yet ultimately redemptive story of circumstance, choice, and consequence, and three dynamic, unforgettable women, all who will face hardships that force them to compromise their dreams as they fight to fulfill their destinies. That's The Nesting Dolls by ALINA Adams. Transcendent Kingdom by GYASI. Gifty is a 6-year PhD candidate in neuroscience at the Stanford University School of Medicine, studying reward-seeking behavior in mice and the neural circuits of depression and addiction. Her brother, Nana, was a gifted high school athlete who died of a heroin overdose after an ankle injury left him hooked on OxyContin. Her suicidal mother is living in her bed. Gifty is determined to discover the scientific basis for the suffering she sees all around her. But even as she turns to the hard sciences to unlock the mystery of her family's loss, she finds herself hungering for her childhood faith and grappling with the evangelical church in which she was raised, whose promise of salvation remains as tantalizing as it is elusive. Transcendent Kingdom is a deeply moving portrait of a family of Ghanaian immigrants ravaged by depression and addiction and grief, a novel about faith, science, religion, love, exquisitely written, emotionally searing. This is an exceptionally powerful follow-up to GYASI's phenomenal debut, critically acclaimed best-selling novel, Homegoing. And that's called Transcendent Kingdom by GYASI. SHUGGIE BAIN by Douglas Stewart, a national bestseller, finalist for the National Book Award and 2020 winner of the Booker Prize. SHUGGIE BAIN is the unforgettable story of young Hugh Shuggie Bain, a sweet and lonely boy who spends his 1980s childhood in rundown public housing in Glasgow, Scotland. Thatcher's policies have put husbands and sons out of work, and the city's notorious drug epidemics is waiting in the wings. Shuggie's mother, Agnes, walks a wayward path. She's Shuggie's guiding light, but a burden for him and his siblings. She dreams of a house with its own front door while she flicks through the pages of the Freeman's catalog, ordering a little happiness on credit, anything to brighten up her gray life. Married to a philandering taxi driver husband, Agnes keeps her pride by looking good. Her beehive makeup and pearly white false teeth offer a glamorous image of a Glaswegian Elizabeth Taylor. But under the surface, Agnes finds increasing solace in drink, and she drains away the lion's share of each week's benefits. All the family has to live on cans of extra strong lager hidden in handbags and poured into tea mugs. Agnes's older children find their own ways to get a safe distance from their mother, abandoning Shuggie to care for her as she swings between alcoholic binges and sobriety. Shuggie is meanwhile struggling to somehow become the normal boy he desperately longs to be, but everyone has realized that he is no right, a boy with a secret that all but him can see. Agnes is supportive of her son, but her addiction has the power to eclipse everyone close to her, even her beloved Shuggie. A heartbreaking story of addiction, sexuality, and love. Shuggie BAIN is an epic portrayal of a working-class family that's rarely seen in fiction, recalling the work of Edouard Louis, Alan Hollinghurst, and Frank McCourt. It is a blistering debut by a brilliant novelist who has a powerful and important story to tell. That's Shuggie BAIN by Douglas Stewart. And so that ends our presentation. I hope you all enjoyed that. And please call the library at 203-468-3890 to request any of these titles. And you can also visit our website, www.hagaman, H-A-G-A-M like Mary, A-N like Nancy, library, one word, hagamanlibrary.org. So www.hagamanlibrary.org. So please check out our website, and you can log into the catalog to request those, or you can call us. You can also chat on our website. On the bottom right-hand corner of our website, there's a little blue button. You can click on that and chat with us or send us a message, and we'll put things on hold for you. So please do check that out. And so I hope you all have a wonderful day. And I hope you enjoyed this presentation of our new fiction reads for this coming January. And I wish you all a happy and wonderful new year. Thank you very much for listening. Bye-bye.